Samhain.
Sam?
Sam is a lovable character in Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
I can't say Sam any other way now. Sam.
Sam. D.
Hey.
Pa. Sorry.
Okay. We had a great Halloween weekend. We carved 10 pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
Made them jack-o'-lanterns. And we took the boys out to the small town of Lodi because my sister-in-law now lives there. And we went around town. It was a good vibe. A lot of houses giving out candy. The boys were, of course, those great Italian New York plumbers, Mario and Luigi. And they had a ball, and they scored big with the amount of candy they got. Big, yes. Lots of candy, including the candy we had left over from our place. So, yeah, other than that, did my usual, enjoying the horror movies. I did fall behind on the list you gave me, sadly.
Yeah, you know what? I want to follow up on that. Who followed along?
I was doing great until our Universal Studios trip, and then that's all. That's all I got for you.
I wanted to meet you for lunch somewhere, and it didn't work out.
I know. Hey, I know.
Next
Fucking
time.
soft.
I'll go anywhere.
Corey, where did you fall off on the horror movie list?
Early. I think my parents came like the 8th day.
What was the last movie you saw?
Dude, I was a month ago. I don't know.
I think mine was High Tension.
I can tell you the one that stood out the most to me was Swallow.
Yes.
And here, I'll look it up. I have the list right here.
Swallow stood out and was painful to watch sometimes.
It was probably one of the most beautiful horror films I've ever seen.
Uh-huh.
I fell off at... Let's see. I saw Dracula. Saw Friday the 13th. Barbarian. I didn't watch.
Barbarian's great.
I know. That's what I've heard.
Ooh. You'll never turn the flashlight onto your phone the same way again.
There was a couple in there I didn't love, but
we'll talk about that later.
Hell House, by the way, that was the first time watching it. I actually really enjoyed the first one.
Which one?
Hell House, LLC.
Oh, LLC. Got you. For those who are listening, check our Patreon and check the Discord. I'm doing like these little VOD combos with some of my friends that we we kind of like made our own list, and it's not like exclusive thing. You guys can go do it yourselves too. And I encourage everyone next year to make their own lists and have their own draft with their friends, and talk about what movies you guys are gonna watch and make suggestions and stuff like that. It's really fun because you do the little like week check in and be like, hear how people think about the movies. And it ended up coming to the point where everyone was so split and everyone hated everyone else's movies. And yeah, it was pretty funny. But
a little update over this past weekend after Halloween, I took the boys to a local bookshop called A Seat at the Table in Elk Grove, which is a very progressive, very inclusive bookstore that may be in fear of closing down due to business. So we made a stop. The boys bought some Pokemon books. Jackson bought the latest of the extra deluxe handbook because he's bought like 4 versions already. Tommy got a sticker book for Pokemon, and I got the first debut novel written by Tom Lin called the 1,000 Crimes of Ming Su, which is a kind of a Chinese Western, basically a Chinese character in the Wild Wild West. So I'm going to start reading that one soon.
You know what they haven't done? They do a lot of like, let's take this other culturally, ethnically rich background person and put them in the American West, Wild Wild West. Why don't we take like a gunslinger dude and put him in like feudal times? Where like,
do it.
I believe that was The Last Samurai.
He's got a point.
No, I mean like put him
I believe
in,
that
like,
was Shanghai Nights.
No, I mean put him in like, I want to see him with the Monkey King, and
I believe that was called The Black Knight,
and with some wuxia shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that shit. Martin Lawrence in The Black Knight, where he's playing at a softball game, and then the ground cracks open, he falls.
Not a softball game. He works at a theme park that is themed as like
tell him Corey
a night in a castle. It's like a mini golf.
It's medieval times.
Right those wrongs, Corey.
Yeah, it's like a medieval times. Yeah, how dare you?
Not everyone loves Martin.
Someone needs to watch Black Knight
right now.
Like my
You know
Dark Knight
who's in
copy looks
that?
different.
That surprised me because I watched it. I was on at some hotel I was in last time I traveled, and it surprised me who was in it. Hold on, I want to get the name right. It was Tom Wilkinson.
Oh, I
He's
love
in
Tom
that?
Wilkinson.
He's like the good guy, Sir Nolte. He's
Nick
like
Nolte?
the almost like the Robin Hood-esque
Yeah.
like hero who is turned away, and then Martin Lawrence like talks him into being his mentor.
My dad can't see Tom Wilkinson and not yell Juntao because of Rush Hour.
Yeah, sure.
He yells Juntao every time he sees Tom Wilkinson.
Sure.
Juntao.
Anyway, so Corey, how's your weekend? What's been going on, my man?
Time change.
Yeah, man.
Time change for parents, man.
Mm.
It's been rough, but
Times are changing.
excited for it to not be in the 80s here anymore. It's fucking
Yes.
November. Let's get over it.
Yeah.
So it was a cool 77 day.
It's also bullshit
take
because
it.
it gets really hot on the one day I go to a park and do fucking martial arts, and I'm just like, why? And I get like incongruently, very lopsidedly mad, like so more mad than I've ever been in the week, because it's like the one fucking day, like all these other days I'm in the office.
You're
like,
living at where Mikey was with moving inanimate objects.
Oh, does Mikey have that?
Oh,
Now
he
Will you get mad at him? Will you get mad at them?
I've had to tell him multiple times, like, dude, you have an anger problem. He's like, I know. Then I was like, bro, get it together.
I have these moments where, like, when you wear shorts and your pocket happens to catch on a knob, and I'm like looking at the knob, like, why?
Yeah.
Why? I thought it was my age. Jesus.
Yeah. No, I get that with cables.
Yes.
Like when I'm pulling on a cable, I'm like, why are you stuck?
Why would you do this?
But yeah, that's what you have, Tom.
I mean, yeah, I'm very particular about my overall temperature. Ever since the hives and the hospital shit, I'm just like, if you fuck with me right now, man, like don't give me that. Don't give me that. I don't need to.
I sweat easy, so I feel
Put
that.
black magic on me, Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
I'm just gonna jump in. Corey, you were asking me in the green room on our Discord that people can join in on if you're part of the Nerd On Nation.
the way,
How
it's
was
not
my
green.
weekend?
It's
I don't
not
have no idea like what prompted you, other than you were just like saying, "How was your weekend?" Because I'm like, I don't even know if I did anything fucking significant.
That's okay.
You know what?
Just name it.
That's that John Mulaney bit where he's like, you ever, when you were a kid doing nothing on the weekend, didn't do anything this weekend. And he goes, you look at an adult and they're like, I did nothing.
Oh,
was
I mean,
wonderful.
I was a little
It's
sad.
great.
I wanted to go to this art thing, but like I had a huge headache, and I ended up just cleaning my room instead. And I've been playing a lot of this Pokemon Randomizer Nuzlocke. Steve's, if your boys are cool at seeing me cuss every once in a while, you know, you can see like a real Pokemon player, you know, pro. You know what I'm saying? I suck. I know I don't know a lot of moves, and I'm just I do the wrong typing, and I brute force my way, and T-Dog has to like reel me in. But I've been doing that.
You know, my little Thomas is a very competitive one. So if you were to battle the two Toms going at it, that'd be something to see. I'm just saying.
One day.
Sight to behold.
The sight to behold.
I've been watching a lot of shows on a Struck network.
Nice.
And what else have I been? I'm getting prepped for. I have a bachelor party I have to go to this weekend, so I'm just like packing up for
Nice.
that. Going to
Fucking
Tahoe. Going to go to
range.
some breweries.
Fuck yeah.
Breweries.
2 a.m.
Try to
playing a lot
get
of
my
Magic.
COVID
I've been doing.
booster. That didn't work out because Target's not partnered up with Kaiser, so they're like, it's going to cost you $180. I'm like, motherfucker, what? Motherfucker, what? He said,
Was
what
the
to
next
me?
round of boosters out?
He turned into a
Yeah,
Jay-Z
so
song.
you can get the new boosters, and they're like, oh, get your hepatitis and you get your flu shot too. I'm like, I want to get all. They're like, it's gonna be like $800.
gotta
Like
space that shit
$800
out.
in this economy.
Last time I got the compound like booster and flu shot, and I was out for 2 days. I just
Did you-
don't react well to it. I know I don't too, and I've always said that. I was like, I just don't do well with vaccines. I just needed like I always get either a migraine or I get nauseous. Just happens. It's fine. It's much better than getting COVID. But I know that, and they were like, "Do you also want the flu shot?" And stupid fucking me I was like, "Yeah."
your
Give me
brain,
two.
Your
I
brain's
don't
like,
do well with one.
it'll be
Let's
fine.
do two.
Let's do two. Come on.
You gotta
So
do it.
that didn't do well. So I'm just gonna get one, wait a week, get the flu shot, get the hepatitis, whatever it is.
And
Your brain does that, man.
what else? I've been fucking. I'm this close. I'm this close of getting all the elements I need for my fucking short film together at this point. I'm going fucking crazy at this point because it's just like
Nice.
it's like nonstop, just like kind of babysitting and just being like, hey man, anything I could do to help? And then it's like, but like this is the part I hate the most of like letting people do their work and then me just kind of like toiling, being like, I don't feel responsible. I don't feel like it's responsible for me to like start another creative project. So I'm going to just like continue fixating on this one and then do everything I can around it until it's done. And then once it's done,
let's do a small thing, Tom.
I mean, that's what
I have a 2-page short I'll send you that I wrote.
Cool. Send it. I've been like plotting out some like little short ideas.
Oh well, then let's do yours.
Well, no, just fucking show me yours. I don't want to fucking. I'm kind of really tired of like, I have to like unearth this story and then find what's the visual language of it.
It's just a rough, like I wrote it in one go. So if you want to work on it with me, that'd be great.
I'd love to read
Tom,
it.
is your current project about a gunslinger from the West who's now in feudal Japan?
No, do you want to hear the small pitch?
Sure.
In a funny way, it has a lot of homages to other things in this like genre, which I'm just like, I really abhorred this like trend that I'm going into. It's another horror film.
Nice.
But it really got inspired by an experience I had of like going through a network exec's drives and then just fearing what I was going to find in it. But then what we find is like a Necronomicon, but in digital form.
I like it.
And then I'm like, oh, there's so much.
So like the Ring movie.
There's so many gags you could do with it. I was thinking like it's actually like legit a Necronomicon that's like if you play it, it automatically plays the incantation, and then there's no way to stop it, and then you just do all the fun camera tricks and shit. I'm like, cool, one person in liminal spaces, easy,
boom,
fucking easy. But then I'm like,
boom.
But then you have to find the story, right? Like the remake, they were like, let's actually tie in a story where like the original Raimi was like, let's just do some fun shit. So
let's have fun shit with it. Yeah.
Anyways, enough about that. Let's get into the news. I first off want to shout out the watchers tonight. T-Dog, Battery Print, Jonathan, Johnny Horror 51 Jonathan. I don't know which name to go with. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for making it out on this Monday evening with us to talk about some of the news. We gotta, before we get too far into it, let's make sure we not break our ritual. We do clapsies for funsies.
Oh. And his name is John Cena.
And his name is John Cena.
And his name was Robert Paulson.
That's what I was. Yeah, you got there.
That works.
I thought about it immediately. I was like, I don't know.
You heard how I said it.
Yeah, I was like, my name is Inigo Montoya. Who would like to go first?
Mine's really quick and straightforward. Go ahead. So Wizards of the Coast has their Lord of the Rings set that came out, Tales of Middle-earth, earlier this year, this summer rather. The holiday renewal is here. I don't know what I want to call this. They've never done something like this before where they've released like half a set, and then for the holidays they've released another half of the set. And what it is they're display boosters. So you're guaranteed a scene. So that they introduced this thing with the new Lord of the Rings cards where up to 6 cards could make, actually more if you count, there's one giant one, but usually up to 6 cards make a scene if you put them side by side. So you're guaranteed the bundle, guaranteed one scene of 6 cards, and then you get 3 collector boosters inside. They look awesome. Buy it. There's a Gandalf one that I really want to build a deck around. But yeah, they're super sweet. They introduced some new cards that just do some really cool stuff. Nothing super broken, but add a lot like flavor wise, which I'm really stoked about. So yeah, I want to get one. I'm in the middle of finding work right now, so financially can't, but would love to get around to that after the holidays, possibly with them Visa gift cards that we all get here and there for holiday gifts.
I want to get
they look
one.
sweet.
I
They look
want to
so
get
cool.
I want to get all of them. I want to get all 4 of them
And frame 'em.
because I feel like I've completely missed out on the Lord of the Rings stuff. Like I was
that's when you kind of dipped a little bit.
I was in the heat of the film. I was like,
Yeah.
that and Commander's Masters. I just like I couldn't. I have currently, I have money to live. Outside that shit, this is a shirt we developed in 2018. This is shit I'm wearing. These pants,
Vintage.
I got for Corey's bachelor party.
Nice. How
like
was that?
I just don't have money to like. I can't do shit. And so like I'm like,
it was fun. It was a camping bachelor party.
Yeah. Nice. Was there?
Yeah.
Were you guys being stalked?
no.
Yeah. It was part of the experience.
Nice.
Well, Tom, I'll tell you what we're doing. What I've pitched
Pre-release?
to the group, and we're all kind of doing is this. We've all got pre-cons here and there. We've all accumulated pre-cons that we just haven't touched, just because we got on the hype train for one reason or another, or kept pre-cons as pre-cons because we wanted to have them. There's a group of us in our group that are doing this thing where we buy it. We can only upgrade the pre-con with packs we buy. And so once or twice a month, we're going to decide on, like, you can pick one of these 3 packs to buy. You buy one, and then you can upgrade your deck with the cards from that pack, and you can trade within that pool with each other from those packs. I think it's going to be really sweet, and I think it's going to make for funner games. Just because it's not like nothing is super optimized. It's just, what did I open? And I'm actually really looking forward to it. It reminds me of how I first started playing Magic, right? Like when I was 12, 13, I just opened packs and I was like, this is a fucking cool card. I'm going to put it in the deck. I don't know that there's like play lines. I didn't know there's play lines yet. I didn't know there was an optimal card you're supposed to play with. I just thought it was a sweet card. So I put it in my deck. And that's kind of what we're doing. And I'm looking forward to it.
I want to build
join.
a cube.
Yeah, cubes are expensive to buy, but you could always proxy them because I believe in proxies.
So, Steve's, for you who doesn't know, so you can buy cards, you can make decks, right? The point of it is that you buy cards, you make a deck, you battle the decks. Whoever's better has the biggest PP on the board.
That I get.
And then they develop these
Or you, according to
pre-constructed
Tom,
ones.
play toxic like I do.
So they develop these pre-constructed ones, which are like a little bit more expensive than just one pack. But they're a whole deck. You're ready to play. It's like open the box, you can play. You can upgrade those. You can upgrade those. They may not ever be as strong as someone who has a lot of experience in making this stuff. What Corey's saying is like you buy one of those pre-cons. You don't add too much money. You just buy a pack. Keep it down, keep it together. Because it gets to the point where like if someone's just gonna bring a fucking bazooka to a knife fight, none of us are having fun. You know what I mean? It's just like hey.
That's not fun.
You know what I'm saying?
It's unfair.
Well, I mean, I will say this. I actually, because of the martial art thing I've been doing on Sundays, I've been getting really like interested in like boxing sparring.
Nice.
Like I really like
what
to
art
do
are you
it
training in?
Huh?
What art are you training in?
It's a little bit kickboxing, a little bit of regular boxing, and a lot of taekwondo.
Nice.
And I'm not actually too keen on taekwondo. I actually am not a fan of it. Like I don't
My boys
like
were taking taekwondo a couple years ago.
I don't like that. It's like a lot of like legs and kicking and then balancing stuff. I'm like, I want to be able to move and I want to be able to like get around my enemy or get around the opponent, right? And taekwondo is very much like
I gotta join you guys, man. My back's so fucked. I need to work it out. I just a lot of my jobs require me to sit for a long time, and I'm in a lot of pain.
Tom, you're literally like espousing what Bruce Lee didn't like about old martial arts was the whole fixed position, always in a set. He wanted to move. He wanted to be fluid. That's you just ring true to what he's always been saying. Being fluid and being moving. It's more realistic being fluid than being in these fixed positions that you always have to land in.
Oh man, dude, because of this stuff, my algorithm on YouTube is all effed up, and I just see a bunch of Mike Tyson shit. And like we've done some like responsible sparring where it's like we don't actually fully hit, but it's like if you didn't block and I would have hit you, then that's a point, right? I use a lot of Mike Tyson moves because he does a lot of just like dip, slide, and then I'm like I was like, cool, you're taller than me, you're not gonna block low. You're same height as me. You're gonna try to swing wide. If I rush in fast, like you can't get a good punch in if you're gonna like swing. So it's like if I direct in, but it's like, or if you don't want to move, then I gotta like run around you, and then you can't keep up. So it's like one of those like, oh man, like And the way you see Mike Tyson move, it's very haphazard because like he's actually not very, I would say, eloquent the way he boxes. He's very like bulldozery. I'm gonna take the hits, but you can't take any of mine. And I was like, man, like there was a big difference. It's like him and who's the guy? Joe
Frazier.
I think him.
Mama.
No. But yeah, I was like watching all these different stuff. Anyways, off the news, Corey, I'm excited about it because I'm like, totally missed it on Lord of the Rings. And now I'm like, maybe this is my chance to get back in. Maybe this is my chance to get Lord of the Rings, particularly Lord of the Rings. Cause I'm like the Sauron in me is like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I think the way to go is to buy one of the precons. They were all very strong.
the lidless eye.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the display bundles is I personally think they're a little high priced for what you're getting. I would buy singles, especially because all the singles now that I think so many people bought them, they're all dipping. Like that Gandalf one, I can buy for $3. The bundle's like $100 for 6 cards and some packs. So I would buy some regular packs and get in that way and buy some singles, but hashtag buy singles. But if you're looking for a specific display one and you're looking to, spoil yourself and you enjoy ripping the packs, fucking go for it.
I want to piggyback a little bit on the TCG news. I recently got some of these packs of Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's a terrible investment.
Which is the Yu-Gi-Oh! 25th century or 25th anniversary rarity collection, aka the quarter century packs. Yu-Gi-Oh! So Corey, imagine imagine these packs. So imagine how many cards you get in a normal set booster.
15.
Imagine you
Plus
get
an art card.
Imagine you get 7, but 7, and they're all gonna have nothing but mythics and rares.
They're only going to have like collector boosters.
They're only going to have like cyclonic rifts, mana vaults, mana geysers. So that's what these packs are in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where like really big staples and like meta level cards that they have like sorely not reprinted are reprinted, and it has caused the entire market to like sink in terms of the value of cards. So I got a lot of these cards, and it's crazy because like, and I was like, okay, let me read about these booster packs, and a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! People were like, there's a lot of controversy with these packs because a lot of people are like, whole collections are starting to lose value. But then a lot of people are excited. It's like, cool, now I can actually have a fucking play set of these really expensive cards, and now I can actually play the cards. Now, and these cards are all quote unquote worthless, but then your collector ones that you had before like dip down in price, but you get to still have them. You don't have to like, you could keep in your binder without ruining them by playing with them. Now you have these like little $1, 10-cent versions. It's like, cool. And like for me, I'm pretty excited because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to spend $90 for 3 cards. And I was like, that's a lot. Anyways, Steve's, your news.
Well, the thing about precons, that they have to like lay in the milk in order for you to enhance their abilities.
The little lip,
Minority Report, precogs.
No, we're there, man. We got you.
It was the disdained look Corey just gave that I was going for. Yeah, I heard it. Yeah,
we were there.
But I mean, I'm just gonna talk about wrestling. What do I got to compete with? Anyway,
talk about the greatest wrestler of all time,
Bret the Hitman Hart,
the one who saved Rey Mysterio's life.
Ooh, somebody saw some posts on the old socials.
Someone has internet, and obviously dumb people who don't know anything about wrestling talk about that shit. And I'm like, you only know it because of this one thing. Let me hear it from the people who give a fuck.
So yes, big wrestling news for you coming from the WWE. They had their big premium live event from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It is WWE's annual Crown Jewel event that takes place at Mohammed Abdu Arena this year, and there were some. It was quite an energy. There was quite an energy lately this year. Every event they've had that's been like out of the states. I mean, Puerto Rico territory, but not a state. London. Every event they've had that's been out of here has been just a fire energy within the crowd, and that did not lack in Saudi Arabia either. Our lineup was a few matches that included, we had Sami Zayn, who, by the way, this is Sami Zayn's first time in Saudi Arabia. He is of Syrian descent. And for the longest time, there was an issue between Syria and Saudi Arabia. So he would not go due to solidarity with his culture. They have buried that, and now Sammy has made his first appearance in a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view, premium live event, excuse me, they're not called that anymore. He beat JD McDonough, John Cena, giving a big
Cena.
Giving a big push to Rock little cousin Solo Sikoa by Solo defeating John Cena. And they made it very important because the build-up, they said that John Cena's greatest weapon is his voice, and when he's on the mic, that is him at his ultimate strength.
You can't see him.
You can't see him. And Solo Sikoa, one of his finishers is this move that goes back to a family member who died back in the 2000s, whose name was Umaga, and it was a Samoan spike, where it's basically a severe thumb jab right to your throat. Well, Solo did that, knocked Cena down, but he wasn't ready to pin him. He would deliver that move twice more and then hold Cena in a position where Cena's just not even knowing where he is. And Solo proceeded to deliver that move 6 or 7 more times.
How right in the kisser?
Right in here a few times.
Right in the kisser.
And then pinned him 1, 2, 3, which is a big win. It's one thing for John Cena to put you over, but for John Cena to put him over in that manner, it was we've all been hearing
the homage.
Paying the homage. Everyone's been rumored that Cena is going to be retiring sometime soon. He says the date is in the very near future. So we're all thinking WrestleMania next year may be Cena's last match because Hollywood has called. And yeah, it was they're calling a lot for him. And moving on from there, you had some fights such as Rhea Ripley defending her women's championship against 4 other women, Seth Rollins defeating Drew McIntyre, and the match that Tom was just referencing, in which social media internet celebrity Logan Paul challenged the U.S. champion Rey Mysterio. And there is this moment in the match. Rey Mysterio is well known for being one of the greatest lucha libres of all time.'s been wrestling for over 30 years. He goes back to being,
do you know what lucha libre means?
It's like it's masked libre. The word is like acrobat type of word is what it means. But
so does Nacho Libre just mean masked nacho?
Pretty much, or nacho acrobat.
Acrobat who eats nachos.
There it is.
Black.
Rey's a legend who goes back. He's known all over the world, wrestling, especially in the Latin community. He became a Hall of Famer last year. He's the U.S. champion. He's taken on Logan Paul, who, as much of a douchebag as Logan Paul is, he has found his calling because he's really fucking good in the ring. And there is this point where Rey jumps off the ropes and does a backflip in midair, and he lands on his opponent. Well, credit to Logan Paul for actually giving a shit about the industry, knowing that Rey's jump was a little short, and Logan is able to swoop in and catch Rey before he hits the mat, because if Logan hadn't done that, Rey Mysterio would have landed on his head, and it may have been the end of Rey Mysterio in that ring at the angle he was going. So credit to Logan Paul. The ring awareness of this guy who's only been in wrestling for the last 2 years, the ring awareness there to know that Rey was short on the jump, to get in there and put his body on the line to catch Rey. Credit to Logan Paul on that one. Logan Paul ends up winning the match and becoming the U.S. champion, which is, we weren't sure he'd get it this quickly, but he is U.S. champion. He is a title holder in the WWE. So that's what happened there. And of course, the main event, Roman Reigns, the man who's been undisputed champion for 1,192 days, successfully defended his title against LA Knight, who's the next big megastar in the company. The guy's 40 years old, but he's been in and out of the business for like the past 20 years, but he's got this character that has got the fans behind him. He's the top babyface right now, and he put on a good show against Roman Reigns. So although he lost, it was a great event for him. He's shown what he can do, and he'll probably be the guy who beats Logan Paul for the U.S. Championship. But yes, otherwise, a successful event for the WWE in Saudi Arabia. And now we go on to Survivor Series this month, which will be War Games, where 2 teams of 5 battle each other in 2 rings that are side by side with a huge cage surrounding both rings. This is an idea that Dusty Rhodes came up with back in the 70s. So 5-on-5, 2 rings together, big cage. They had it last year and they're doing it again this year. So that will be coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Hell yeah. Also,
Stone,
the War
Stone
Games,
Cold Steve
though,
Austin. The movie.
War Games, the movie is a great
Yes,
movie. I don't know if you've seen it, Tom.
Yeah,
It's
Matthew Broderick
referencing-
before he killed someone.
And Ready Player One.
That's right.
The book, not the movie.
It's terrible. I'm so sorry. My news. I had like really small petty news, and I forget. I'm like, this is kind of cool. And again, as far as I know, it's not affected or in violation of any strike rules. Well, the first one is Mike Flanagan and Martin Scorsese. They joined
There's 2
Letterboxd.
names. Yes.
That was pretty cool. Like, to me, and that's the thing. I was like, fucking, it's such small fucking fry news. Who gives a shit? But it's like kind
I
of cool.
followed Marty. I didn't know about Mike.
It's
Nice.
cool that, I don't know. Again, like it's kind of like MySpace, where like MySpace was a place for musicians, and then it became a place for everyone. And I feel like Twitter was a place for everyone, and then it became X, and then it was a place for everyone with fucking less than 4 like brain cells. And then now Letterboxd is like a place for people to like actually talk about movies and try to have some real dialogue about it. You can't really talk with people and stuff like that, but you can like comment on people's reviews. But yeah, Mike Flanagan's on there and Scorsese are on there, which is cool that you get to see like these kind of like big profile kind of industry folk on there share their news. Also, my favorite thing about that is just to see what people are watching and what they might be into, what their what their top 5s are and stuff like that. But the next bit of news that's actually, I guess, newsworthy, for all those Digimon fans like me, and actually Digimon had a TCG come out in 2020, and apparently like it blew the fuck. Like One Piece and Digimon are the 2 TCGs that I've like heard about like popping the fuck off, but like they're already falling into the worst pitfalls of all TCGs of like super saturating one character type, so it's like this kind of deck and that's the meta, or just being like product is very weird. Anyways, but Digimon fans, aka Jeff Nimoy fans, maybe. There is a new movie coming out in the States. It is the English dub, which, as I'm looking, anime dubs are not affected by SAG-AFTRA strike at this time. So I don't know if anything changes. That being said, today, Monday, 11/6/2023, dating the stream, SAG-AFTRA said no to the quote-unquote final and best offer the AMPTP gave, which included AI, and SAG-AFTRA was not happy about it. So yeah, just so everyone knows, I'm not paying attention.
Crazy
I'm
that
not seeing.
A24 could work all that out somehow.
What does it take? What will it take?
But the big company just can't afford it.
Nope, can't do it. Nope.
Work with A24. That's what that means. But
That's
the new movie, Digimon Adventure 02, The Beginning. For those who are fans of Digimon, y'all already know that so Digimon Adventure was the original team, and Adventure 02 is with the 4 years later the young team. And it's cool because the new series so far, it looks like they've just really embraced like Digimon, like Pokemon, fictional world, it's fantasy. Pokemon coexist with human beings. It's not America. It's not America. The world is completely different. If they ever do a live action and they're like, this guy in Seattle gets transported, like just play it where Digimon, it is an isekai.
Feudal Japan.
An isekai is a genre of stories where like there is a character from the real world or from a realistic world and goes into a new world. That is a genre.
Which season of the real world? Which season of the real world?
The one where Dave Chappelle stabs that guy.
Yes.
Yeah, so Digimon's all about that. The real world, Japan, Kyoto, all that shit's real, and they get transported to the digital world.
Nice.
But yeah, so this is the second crew. I like a Digimon. I like the aesthetic. I like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon, which means I like things that don't really have to like abide by a certain aesthetic. A cute little dog with 4 arms can evolve into a hot chick with machine guns.
I'm in.
Does it? It makes no sense. It makes
Sounds like a Robert Rodriguez movie. Come on, I'm in.
Makes no sense. Whereas, people have enjoyed Magic because it does feel like, oh, there is a cohesion. There's, if you're in this plane, you should look like this. You're in this plane, the artwork's like this. Like Digimon, they're like, no, absolutely not. Yu-Gi-Oh, they're like, here's
what do you
like
think
this.
this should turn into? Fuck you! It's a beautiful woman.
Look at this woman.
Yu-Gi-Oh's like, look at this
Margot Robbie.
very traditional looking dragon. Look at this humanoid dragon with armor. Then also look at this like bunny with like pogo sticks. You're like, why? The bunny could hop by itself. Why does it need pogo sticks? They're like, don't matter. It's cute.
We take Rose McGowan, we put a machine gun on a leg, boom.
That's crazy. So, anyways, that's all the news I'm gonna say. Want to get into the second part of the show where we have questions?
Why not?
Let's get into it.
Yes. So before we get too far into it, though, I want to remind all the audiences who are not familiar or who've been watching, who just haven't been paying attention. You could always send your questions in to us, and we love to read them. Be part of the show at nerdon.tv/questions. A really cool way to continue the conversation. You get on the streams, check out some of the clips that T-Dog and the folks are all putting out there. Join our Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord. It's free. It's free to join. And if you want to support the show, this is like probably the best way. You get the biggest reward for 4 quarters for $1. There's nothing else in this world that you could spend that can give you the satisfaction that you're supporting some nerdy people, bring to you some sunshine in your life.
This is the truth.
Nerdon.tv/Patreon. And then you get put into the secret channels on the Discord, and you ask us questions. Every single question we have here is from patrons of the Nerdon Nation. So I'm going to ask the first question, and this comes from Brad.
What's up, Brad?
I really like this question. I'm very glad that you two are on this one because I think you guys would have a ball with it. What's your favorite piece of American folklore? How would you make it a movie or a video game about it?
Ooh.
American folklore. So it's like what, like cryptids and stuff like that? Superheroes?
American folklore. So, I mean...
Like everything? Like 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, all that?
American folklore.
I did read an interesting article the other day that was talking about how...
Paul Bunyan, John Henry.
Like Marvel and DC are
our mythology.
American mythology.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with it.
Johnny Appleseed, Jackalopes, Bigfoot.
It's 100% of the reason why I always hated the argument of like Marvel characters are humans, DC characters are gods. I'm like, but they're all stories about the human condition.
And yet DC's most popular hero is just a rich guy.
And I'm like,
they're all gods. Oh, well.
Hi.
Then I was like, and so you know what you do?
Like one of Marvel's most popular heroes is a god.
Even like Hercules, right? Like has the 12 trials and shit. It's like, how does he figure that out? And he gets fucking bamboozled by the guy who's giving the trials. Superman, here's Lex Luthor. You got to save these 3 people and disarm 5 bombs. There's actually only
or I own
4,
the real estate.
There's only 4 bombs, and he bamboozled him. It's I don't get the whole like,
Otisburg?
I don't know.
Otisburg?
It's a bad comparison. It's a bad read.
Wrong. It was what's our favorite, and what would we do to turn it into like a piece of art, essentially?
Folklore, myths.
One of my favorite books I read in my 20s was Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all read that, but it's a really fun book. The idea that Abraham Lincoln on the side at nights was hunting vampires was a wonderful, and he came from a long line. But I don't think I know enough American folklore to like actually, which is sad, I guess, kind of. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't see the movie, but I should see the movie. I don't think I know enough American folklore. I know a lot about like cryptids, like the Jersey Devil and stuff like that.
Doing that,
but that's
not
myth. Folklore.
It's an urban myth. Mythology. What would the Jersey Devil come from? Is it a real creature? Is there more of them?
Well, the problem with the Jersey Devil is I think I read the like what their guess behind the mythology is. And it was this guy who was just a piece of shit who lived in the Pine Barrens, and his family were all terrible people, and he was running for government, and so they called him the Jersey Devil, and then it just lost meaning over time, and now people think it's a cryptid, but it was just it was a smear campaign against a guy running for government.
Hear
So
that,
it's lost
Ryan
a little.
Murphy?
It's lost a little shine for me, the Jersey Devil.
Forget your scabby ass American Horror Story. How about our
Bitch.
American folklore story?
Bitch.
I know a lot of other I know a lot of other mythos from other countries because I think it's more interesting. I don't think America has a great folklore. To be
I got
honest.
one that's.
I got one
an
that's
Irish...
really fucking cool. Go ahead. No,
Okay.
Steve, go ahead.
I have one that's an Irish American hybrid, and because it deals around Halloween. Okay. All right, Joe Pesci.
Okay.
Hey, fuck you with the cell phones. It's the story of Stingy Jack. It's a Halloween story. It's one of the histories of the jack-o'-lantern, not the original jack-o'-lantern, but one of the histories behind it, where there was this guy named Jack. He was a
lantern.
No. Well, I'm forgetting the second. Smith.
Blacksmith.
Why was I forgetting the first word?
Joseph Smith.
And basically the devil is trying to take his soul, and he finds a way to trick the devil repeatedly, kind of like John Constantine, tricks him repeatedly to where he finds a way around having to lose his soul to the devil. And finally, when he's out of tricks, the devil finally gets
bitches
to
ain't
him.
shit but hoes tricks.
But the devil doesn't want him anymore because he's afraid that all he will do is mess with him in hell. So the devil forces him to walk the earth with this gourd, a pumpkin, and takes a flame of hell and puts it in that jack-o'-lantern. And Stingy Jack is now destined to just roam the earth alone forever while holding this jack-o'-lantern. And that's why it's called jack-o'-lantern. It's Jack of the Lantern, Jack-o'-lantern.
I like it.
So I would like take my own freedoms with it, change it around a bit, do some Mike Flanagan, like what he did with the Raven, make my own little twists to it. But no, I would do that. The Stingy Jack-o'-lantern folklore. It's an Irish American folklore for the Samhain Hawaiian Halloween season. I have not had any alcohol today. This is weird.
Time change.
Not yet.
Time change.
Times are changing. I got one, and this one's kind of this is kind of a cheat because I've got super inspired, and like if anyone could help me find the real comic book, like because I read it as part of like a comic book day comic, and so they're like little flimsy books that like no one ever knows of because they're always trying to promote this one thing. But anyways, there's a comic book, and I forget what the fuck it was, and I'm like I super I would love to adapt it or like
Long Halloween,
bring it somewhere or be like, guys, why the fuck are we not making this? This is amazing. But it is based in folklore that actually has like roots everywhere. But the one that I really, really enjoyed, I'll just give the main pitch, the main subject, Crossroads folklore. So if you guys remember, Carry on my way, King of the Crossroads. Crowley.
yeah.
So there is in modern fiction, blues songs. Some 20th century blues songs may be about making a deal with the devil at the crossroads. Many modern listeners believe that premier song about soul selling at a crossroads is a Crossroads Blues by Robert Johnson. According to legend, Johnson himself sold his soul to Crossroads. In my mind, I fucking like jizz my pants so hard.
Your old pants. Your old pants.
At the idea at a crossroads. I mean, they did in Ghost Rider, right? At a crossroads, you could sell your soul for something. And the comic I had read was someone who did that for soul for music. And like obviously for me, I would adapt it and change it to something else, which is blasphemy and bullshit, right? But like in the comic book, the guy was like, I want to make the 13 greatest songs that are like ever in history. And he's like 19 years old. He's like a teen. And then the demon says deal. And then over the course of like 60 years, the guy makes 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 12 and never makes the 13th song. Because he knows he makes the 13th song, he'll die.
He's like Stingy Jack.
Nice. He is smart enough to be like, cool, I could just hang off, be relevant, continue being relevant, continue to have the greatest songs of all time before I make my 13th song. And then the demon that he makes the deal with is like, fuck, like I gotta get him to cash in on this deal. This has been like way too long. And then he's like, let me enlist on 3 more demons to make sure it happens. And then that's where the comic ends. And I was like, that is so fucking baller. So
I'm having like this idea of like the demons. If you're not gonna make the 13th song, I'm gonna fuck with your family until you do it. And sorry, that's just a random.
But like you do that with fucking with painting. You do that with fucking a filmmaker. I'm like,
yeah,
bro. Like 13 greatest performances on Broadway, and you're like, oh shit.
Let's
and then
make
you
an
get them
anthology.
like thinking like over their life, they're like, am I actually anything outside of this art, out of this deal? Who am I as a person? Do you even love me? All that shit. And you're like, and then demons are there. And you're like, I like this shit. This shit.
Core, you found one just now, didn't you? Did you say you found one or no?
No, I just thought, I mean, like, here's the thing. All my favorite American folklores have already been made into movies. Like, you know, Tombstone's probably like top of my list. Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, like that's great American folklore.
Your Daisy, if you do.
And how much of that movie is fictionally accurate is no. It's actually a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot more than you would think. Yeah. Like you know, it's funny. It's the stuff that you would think is made up for the movie is real.
Actually happened. Yeah.
And then like Mothman, I guess is what I'm interested in. But I don't know enough how to make that interesting. But I've always found it fascinating, the idea of the Great Mothman in God, where is that? Appalachia.
Isn't he something you see before you die?
Again, I don't know enough about it, but I've seen renderings and he's in Fallout 76.
That's great.
But it's let me see here.
We've just brainstormed a 3-season anthology series. I'm just saying.
Called American Folklore Story.
Let's do the AFS. AFS. AFS on FX. Oh my God, I'm already promoting it. AFS on FX. There it is.
Yeah, Mothman. West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Which one was yours, Steve's?
Stingy Jack.
A Stingy Jack. Stingy Jack.
It's cool because the original idea of the jack-o'-lantern was a turnip, not a pumpkin, because they didn't have pumpkins over in Europe, and it was meant to guide the spirits back to their world after Samhain is over. And then this story just develops a whole different thing with it.
Daddy likey.
Mothman is only from 1966 was the first report. In Point Pleasant, so it's a newer cryptid. Anyway, that's
all right. Next question.
I don't know how to make that interesting, but it would be cool.
All right.
We took a lot with that question. Thank you, Brad.
Call FX. Call FX.
Next question, Jose Cipher.
Jose,
what's a fictional pet you would like to have?
Tamagotchi.
Right away.
Mothman. A fictional pet. I'd like to have a raven. Oh, I see. With a shark head.
With a shark head. Nice.
So like a pterosaur.
It's smart. Is as smart as a raven is, but it looks like a shark because it's
just chomping.
Things. No, it's smart enough not to bite you.
The Steve's?
Yeah.
Stitch.
Oh. But see, you can't. Stitch. You don't. Stitch isn't. I mean, I guess she calls him a dog as a cover. But I was like, but he's
his cover.
Yeah, he's
maybe my buddy, but still.
Oh, that horse from Road to El Dorado.
Shadowfax.
Oh, nice.
Shadowfax isn't his pet. He's the Lord of Horses. They're friends.
Oh.
It's a mutual respect thing.
Yeah. Does he have the respect with the Eagles? No, they hate them. Don't the Eagles hate?
They love
people?
Gandalf.
Oh, but they hate people.
They
don't.
Want, yeah, they think they're much better than humans. But if Gandalf asks them for help, they'll help. Guahir and all of them. Yeah.
Fictional pet I would have. Dextar.
Okay.
Which is a red lantern. It's a cat that was like abused and shitted all over. And then the red ring said, "You have great hatred in your heart." And then it got onto his tail and he fucking killed everyone that was mean to him.
Yeah.
Either that or it's fucking an Umbreon. I mean, come on.
Oh, dude, zero.
Oh, Zero's cute. Zero's cute.
Zero. From Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh,
That's
yeah, that's a good
that's
one.
the answer.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a second.
Nose is so right. Zero.
I got a runner-up.
All right.
Ludicolo.
Your
Pokemon.
boys like them?
Oh.
Well, when we watched Detective Pikachu, I laughed my ass off at that. I said, "That's my favorite Pokemon right there, Ludicolo.
Wow,
that's
the
my guy."
crazy guy with the giant sombrero.
Yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy.
I
Oh,
said
I
zero,
love
and
that
Brad
shit.
said I found the Josh answer. Great. It's true.
Wow, Steve's your favorite Pokemon. I'm happy for you. You haven't been able to have these Pokemon conversations. Now you can have them. It's
That's my guy.
Ludicolo. So
That's
now
my
if
guy.
I get a Ludicolo, I'm always gonna name it as Steve's.
Abra.
That's
oh,
my
I would
guy.
love a little Abra pet.
Umbreon,
So
baby,
cute.
all day.
So cuddly.
All right,
Just sleeps all day.
next question.
Stitch and Ludicolo just chilling. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Next question.
Listen to Elvis and having some pina coladas.
Yeah.
Okay, last of the pre-select questions from T-Dog8282.
Pre-select.
If you could make an alcoholic drink, what would you want it to taste like?
Come. Sorry, I had to say it. It came. I had the inside thought came outside.
The
And I just-
invasive,
the-
intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, it came out. I'm
The
sorry. I'm
delivery-
usually better.
You could hear the brakes being pumped in the middle of the.
Yeah.
Nope, too late. Nope.
Yeah. I'm playing too many online games. No. What would I have it taste like? Like I mean, here's the thing.
Saheeman?
In my age, I really enjoy the taste of a good whiskey.
Nice.
Like I don't want to avoid that taste.
Mhm.
I want it to be incorporated
Mhm.
into that. But I want this to. I'm gonna say this flavor combination, and I don't want you to think of fucking like vanilla vodka or cotton candy vodka.
Creamsicle.
Not sweet. It's not sweet. You're just getting that like addition.
Like
Mm.
LaCroix with flavor.
It would be like a caramel vanilla bourbon, but it's
Okay.
not sweet,
I get you.
right? You're getting the warmth of the like the aftertaste is
I hear
when you
you.
breathe back out, it's like vanilla and caramel,
Mhm.
but it's a very nice like a Basil Hayden or something like that. But
Basil
you're getting
Hayden.
like vanilla and caramel and cinnamon and oak. Like those are the hints
I get
that
that.
I want. I want something that tastes like yeah, like an eggnog-ish
Mm.
thing, but it's whiskey. It's
Yeah, I
just
get that.
whiskey.
Yeah.
But I don't want to avoid the whiskey taste either.
Mm-hmm. I feel you.
Steve's?
That's my answer.
I have lately really been on an old-fashioned kick. So
Old-fashions are the best. That's
taste of an
why.
old-fashioned, even a smoked old-fashioned, when they get the special effect of just
Oh,
having
low
it
And they
in
gravity
take it and
pump?
it's just yeah.
so good. In Monterey Tides and Seaside.
And you're just
but
sitting there going,
Monterey,
"Ooh,
it's in this dome. And there's all just smoke in there, and they open it and look at it. It's beautiful. That taste.
It's
That's
the
the one.
closest we've gotten to Smart House
Mm-hmm.
when it looks like it like was made from vapors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's mwah.
I will always wish for the Fifth Element feature where Lilu Dallas puts a little bit of like powder in a bowl, puts into a microwave, presses 2 buttons, comes out. It's a fucking full rotisserie chicken. I'm like,
Or like in Back to the Future. He puts in that little pizza, presses 2 buttons and opens it back up, and it's a full hot.
it doesn't even sound like it cooked. It just sounded like it just stole it from someone else.
Yeah.
When can we wear 2 ties? That's what I want to know. 2 ties side by side.
You can do
That's the
that
fashion.
whenever you want.
Whenever
Whenever
I
you
want.
want.
You know what the funny thing about it is? I think it's popular enough people like Back to the Future.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
If I could make an alcoholic drink, what would I want it to taste like? I mean, right now I'm in the season. I mean, obviously the old fashioned is the classic. It's the standby. But I'm in the season. I really enjoy a mulled wine. I really really enjoy mulled wine. If I have a holiday seasonal drink, it's not fucking spiked eggnog. Just have the eggnog by itself.
Yeah.
I don't know. It gets a weird, but
you.
like mulled wine, like properly citrusy with the orange, with the fucking clove and the cinnamon stick, and then the wine, and then it's just this warm elixiry thing that you just kind of like hold, you sip, and you put it down, and you're like, holy shit, my whole body is now like warm, and I'm like, this is nice. This is very nice. This is and then you're like, let's just talk about simpler times.
Yeah,
you know?
it's about just waves. Let's talk about waves.
You know, I mean, just let it crash over you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just right over your face.
You know what I'm saying?
All over your
You know what I'm
face.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
Of a Sahiman.
Sahiman.
Sahiman. It's Aaron Neville. You know,
Has some great Christmas songs, by the way.
but I know.
Anyone here ever see Drop Dead Fred?
Yes.
Nope. You want me
Anyway.
to?
All right. Anyway, yes, you should watch
Drop Dead Fred.
One last question before we end the night.
Yeah.
One last question. This one comes from Spencer, and this is pretty thematic, so it helps.
Hey, Spencer.
Shout out to
Spencer,
Spencer. I love
13H.
Spencer, man.
After candy corn, what are the 3 worst candies?
Oh,
Ooh, boy.
candy corn is one of the best candies. First of all, Spencer, I love you, but how dare you?
How dare you?
Fucking love. I love candy corn so much. I also love the pumpkin candy corns.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Love them.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those candies. It's 50-50. I understand. What are the 3 worst after that? That's a good question.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Whoa.
'Cause you
Is
like
the most popular candy in the United States.
Because you
so
like
fuck
candy
yourself.
corn.
Yeah.
Because you like candy corn. So if you're saying that's the worst, then you have to just choose ones you like, right, Corey?
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm saying. That's literally my
I
logic.
would say no. 3 worst after candy corn. I get it. I think I have my list. It's
Red
someone said
Vines.
it. Black licorice.
No, not Red Vines. Twizzlers.
100%. Which I'm gonna say black licorice includes Good and Plenty because that's what Good and Plenty is. It's black licorice.
Mhm.
The big peanuts.
Yeah.
So, are they just called circus peanuts?
Yeah.
That's what those are called.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's the third one that I'm always like, y'all can have? Twizzlers.
Yeah, Twizzlers.
Oh, yeah.
Tastes like plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's like cilantro, and I just don't have the Twizzler gene.
Gene.
Yeah.
Steve's?
Black licorice. Circus peanuts.
Sorry, Brad.
I'm not a fan of Tootsie Rolls. I'm not a fan of it. It's not
That's
the
fair.
chocolate, and I'm a chocolate hound.
my
but
Tootsie
Rolls, those Tootsie Rolls, I'm like,
I like
I'm not
the
a fan.
vanilla Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, Tootsie
I do.
Tootsie Pops. I'll have those. Tootsie Rolls, I'm not a fan.
Oh, so like in the lollipop, that's okay there.
I'm okay with that there.
'Cause you
Yeah,
didn't work for it. And
exactly. And then you get the sucker, and then you get the one into the middle. The Tootsie Roll alone, I'm not a. It's not. Reese's Cup is my all-time favorite.
Yeah, that's the best candy in the world.
I have a love-hate with candy corn because I do like the taste of it, but my body remembers when I was young and ate way too much one night that I got sick.
It's just sugar. Like
Yeah.
it's just condensed sugar.
So much. So now when I have like 2, I like it. My body's like, dude, whoa.
We can't do this again.
Whoa. Exactly. So I don't hate candy corn. I just have this effect in me that stops me from eating candy corn.
I dig it. Tom?
I'm definitely gonna have to agree with black licorice, circus peanuts.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't eat enough candy to give a fuck. I mean, I'm someone that recovered from like 7 cavities as a child, and they removed it
True.
without putting me under, without any type of numbing thing. So like,
Ooh.
sugar and me, just like, I can literally, it's a literal fuck buddy where I'm like, I don't need you. I really don't need you. I can enjoy you, but I don't need you. And I could care less if someone gives me candy. So like, I don't hate any of them, really.
Necco wafers?
Necco wafers.
They're like antacids
Yeah.
marketed as candies.
Yep.
Wafers.
Just get wafers.
Yeah,
Vanilla
sure, whatever.
wafers.
Those are a lame excuse of candy. But I like a Crunch Bar. Someone in the chat said Crunch Bars suck, and I'm like, I just had one today.
Yeah.
I'll say this: any chocolate that
Crunch.
has fruit in the middle.
Yeah.
Like I get so disappointed when I get those C's things for Christmas and I bite into one, it's fucking raspberry paste.
Oh, I've learned to like those because my mom fucking loved them, and I was just like, these suck. I had the same. I was like, why? why would you ruin this chocolate with fucking fruity shit? Like, you got the tart, put it on a
the
fucking
orange
pastry then. Don't
ones.
put it in a savory chocolate. But
My
then
grandma
I just got
would
used to
cut
it.
them all in half just to see what was inside them. So you'd find a
That's
C's
smart.
box open and they're all cut in half.
That's smart though. That's a woman who knows what she's doing.
There's only 2 fruit candies I like: Skittles,
Which are like about to be illegal because they're super carcinogenic. I learned.
Starburst.
Love Starburst.
Everything else, I'm a chocolate guy.
Do they sell all pink Starburst bags now?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I'm telling
Oh.
you. Did you know? It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I feel the same way. Like fruit in the chocolate. I don't. Maybe again, this is a cilantro thing. Lemon pastries. Something about the lemon that you use for baking. It's like super artificial. I can't get behind it. What are you laughing
Much
at?
too
Tom?
good for children. Sorry.
Is that what you're laughing at?
I just thought of Miss Churchbull so hard. Just much too good for children. Sorry.
do
What
like
kind of
coconut
mean,
and chocolate.
crazy character? Miss Churchbull is like one of my favorite characters. Sorry.
Matilda?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's insane. Absolutely
Yeah.
insane. Unhinged. It's one of the greatest characters written of all time.
Oh no, my chair.
Coconut and chocolate, I'm a fan. Almond
he's
Joy.
sinking.
Mounds.
My
Bye-
chair
bye, Corey.
hydraulics have
Bye,
gone
Corey.
out.
It's like the Great Dictator when they're battling over whose chair is bigger. Nice, I like that.
That's how you find out who's more strong. Who's more strong?
Oh yeah, stay there. No, stay there. No, do the rest of the show like that with just your eyes popping up
I
over.
need a new chair. is the
Be
unfortunate
Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Howdy
Howdy ho, neighbor.
Hey there, Tim.
All right, cool. Let's go wrap this up, everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and raid somebody.
Yeah, they've been illegal in Britain for like years.
But taste the rainbow.
I'm gonna send y'all over to actor Bud James Tang, and yeah, everyone, thank you for swinging by this Nerd On update
thanks.
this Monday evening. Hope you guys get some rest. Right now it's 10 o'clock LA, what we normally would be used to. It's 9 o'clock actually. Check out Discord, check out our YouTube. We got stuff up there on there. We got a new podcast episode. Me and Film Philosophers Eddie talk about the state of movie going and watching and stuff like that. And I find out that he's a movie critic, and I'm like, I never even thought of it that way. I thought you just like movies. And he's actually like an approved critic who gets like screenings of shit. And I'm like, now this is an interesting conversation. Can a director and a critic actually get along? Which is, all for the SEO. But go ahead and check it out. It's fun. It's fine.
I was his date to Halloween 2018 because of
No
his
one
credentials.
asked.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna say it.
Okay, that's just something like the Gen Z kids do all the time. No one asked. Skill issue. Sorry.
Wait, do the heart
Uncapped,
this
no
way.
guy busting for real.
No cap.
Straight glizzin'. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So I'm gonna
Really
send
is.
y'all away to James Tang. Give him the raid phrase, which is what gets your nerd on. I don't know. All right, everyone, take care of yourselves. Thank you for swinging by. Y'all all know the drill. As always,
Nerd
nerd
on.
on.